All right, number 1 in 4.5 prep, we want to simplify this radical over the real numbers. And so we start out with the cube root of negative 27. Okay, so in the previous section we did imaginary numbers, and if you're not familiar, this will give you an answer, not imaginary. So before, we were just dealing with a basic square root. Okay, square root is understood as a 2. Okay, it's because you're looking for what you multiply times itself twice. So general rule of thumb, if you have a negative under an even root, okay, you're going to get an imaginary answer. Okay, sorry, it's kind of cut off. Bring it down a little bit. So if the root is even, that means it could be a 2 here, 4, 6, 8, something even. You're going to get an I. It's going to be imaginary. However, if you have an odd root or odd radical, so that's a cube root, so a 3, 5, 7, 9, something like that here, and you have a negative under the radical, you will and can get a negative answer. So just be aware, negative when it's even is going to give us an imaginary. A negative under the root when it's odd, we'll just get a negative answer. When you do a cube root, you're looking at what do you multiply times itself 3 times. So when we did an even root, we were looking for pairs, 2 of the same. Now we're looking for 3 of a kind. All right, so 27 can be broken down into 3 times 9, and then 9 can be broken down to 3 times 3. Now at that point everything's prime, so it has to be the same exact number 3 times, and if we add negative to all 3 of these, negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3 equals a negative 27. Negative times a negative is positive, and then another one makes it negative. So all 3 of these will merge to become 1, and that will give us an answer of negative 3. Okay. You can also plug this into a calculator, and it'll show you the same thing. So I'm pulling up my calculator. To do a cube root, some calculators may require you to put the root in first, like you might have to do 3 and then find the root, and some calculators will allow you to just kind of input it. So this 84 will allow me to do both, but I'll show you both ways. So if you hit math, you scroll down, option number 5 is saying you can put any one there. So if I do option number 5, the 3 I put is just popping in right there because I popped it in first. Now if I hadn't done this with this calculator, you could have just picked option number 4, which gives you a cube root, but option number 5 allows you to input any one. So now I can go up here. I will need to delete that out. Yeah, you have to put the number in first. So whatever the root you want to do, I want to do a 5th root, math, and then I'll have to pick that option, and then I'll put it there. However, in this one, we just want to do a cube root. So if I go math, and I can do option number 4, it'll do the cube root, and then negative 27. You got to be careful to do the negative. Don't do the minus. The minus will give you an error. So the negative is below the number 3 with the graphing calculator. Okay, and it shows you negative 3 is the answer. So you can do that as a check, but you do want to know what's going on and at least be aware of what the answer should look like.